Hello, and welcome to my channel, Hopewell Stories. Today's video is how she failed 10 times, then became the youngest doctor in her country. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is now, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Lena was a quiet girl from a small village in the mountains. Her house had no running water, and the nearest school was a 2-hour walk through dusty paths and tall trees. Every morning, she woke up at 5 a.m., helped her mother cook breakfast, fed the chickens, then walked to school with her books in a torn bag. Even though life was hard, Lena loved to learn. She especially loved science. In her worn-out notebook, she drew pictures of the human body and wrote down everything her teacher said about cells, bones, and blood. She dreamed of becoming a doctor, not just any doctor, but one who would help people in her village who couldn't afford medicine or travel to the city. But dreams don't come easy. When Lena finished high school, she took the National Medical Entrance exam. She studied every night by candlelight. Her family couldn't afford extra books or tutors, so she used old notes and borrowed textbooks from friends. She failed. The result came in the mail. Just one word: rejected. Lena cried that night. She felt like a failure. But her mother held her close and said, "One fall doesn't mean you can't walk. Try again." So Lena tried. The next year, she studied harder. She walked to the city library on weekends and read medical journals. She practiced test questions on scraps of paper. When the results came, she checked online with shaking hands. Failed again. Year after year, the same thing happened. She studied. She took the test. She failed. By the 7th time, people in the village started talking. "Why does she keep trying?" someone asked. "She's wasting her time," said another. Even some of her friends stopped encouraging her. "Lena, maybe you should do something else. Be a teacher or work in the clinic as a nurse." But Lena didn't listen. She remembered her little brother, who died when she was 10 because there was no doctor nearby. He had a high fever and trouble breathing. They carried him for hours to the nearest hospital, but it was too late. That pain stayed with her. It pushed her forward. She failed the 8th time, then the 9th. Each time it hurt. Each time she wanted to quit. But each time she remembered her brother's smile, his small hand in hers, and she picked up her books again. For the 10th try, Lena made a new plan. She found an old doctor in the city who had retired. His name was Dr. Nair. He lived alone and rarely spoke to anyone. But Lena knocked on his door one rainy afternoon. "Please," she said, "I want to learn. I've failed 10 times. I don't want to fail again." Dr. Nair looked at her, her wet clothes, her tired eyes, the determination in her voice. He sighed and opened the door. For 6 months, Lena visited him every weekend. He taught her things no textbook could explain: how to listen to a heartbeat, how to calm a scared patient, how to think like a doctor. He gave her real exams and corrected her mistakes with a red pen. "You're not slow, Lena," he said one day. "You're just learning your own way. Not everyone learns the same." That meant more to her than any grade. The 10th exam came. Lena sat in the big hall with hundreds of other students. Her hands were sweaty, but her mind was clear. She remembered Dr. Nair's lessons. She stayed calm. She answered each question step by step. When the results were posted online, she didn't check right away. She waited until sunset, sat under the mango tree behind her house, and opened her phone. And there it was. Lena Mora, accepted. Rank 17. She got in. She screamed. Her mother ran out, asking what happened. Lena hugged her and cried. "I did it, Amma. I did it." The next year, Lena started medical school. It was tough. Long hours, hard exams, but she was ready. She studied with focus, helped classmates who struggled, and never forgot where she came from. 4 years later, she graduated at the top of her class. At just 24 years old, Lena became the youngest doctor in her country's history to pass the National Medical Board with perfect scores. Reporters came to her village. Cameras flashed. "How did you do it?" they asked. Lena smiled. "I failed 10 times. But I never stopped believing I could learn. Failure didn't mean I wasn't good enough. It just meant I wasn't ready yet." She didn't move to the big city like most doctors. Instead, she returned to her village and opened a small clinic. She treated people for free. She taught children about hygiene and nutrition. She even set up a scholarship for students who couldn't afford exams. Years later, a little girl named Mira came to the clinic with a fever. Her parents were poor and scared. Lena checked her gently, gave her medicine, and smiled. "You'll be okay," she said. As Mira left, her father whispered, "Thank you, doctor. We would have walked for hours without you." Lena nodded. She looked around her small clinic, wooden walls, a shelf of medicines, a poster of the human body she had drawn in school. This was her dream. Not fame, not money, just healing. And she knew, if she could fail 10 times and still rise, then anyone could. All they needed was hope, heart, and the courage to try again. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye.